Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. So I gotta give some more updates about this Diddy trial. It's really a lot, y'all. It's a lot. I already did a video covering day 1 and day 2. Now I want to talk about day 3, 4, and 5 because Cassie had a lot more to say and the cross-examination was very interesting. But what Cassie revealed so far at this point is Diddy was very violent towards her. He put bruises all over her body, and there are pictures to prove it. Also, there's footage to prove it because he beat her down at the Intercontinental Hotel in 2016. And she also said that she was basically Diddy's sex worker. He lured her into the freak-off lifestyle when she was 22 years old. And for those who don't know what the freak-offs are, it was basically Diddy watching her sleep with other men. And they would record these sessions, okay? So Diddy had blackmail tapes on her. Not to mention, Diddy had her pick out the escorts and he would watch them douse themselves with baby oil because Diddy was a baby oil bandit. He loved it. One time he had Cassie jump into a pool full of baby oil, and also he liked to see his escorts urinate on Cassie during these sessions. One of the escorts even said that Cassie and Diddy told him how to pee on her. And after these sessions, Cassie and Diddy would go into a private room and Diddy would have her smear the semen from the escorts on his nipples. I mean, the details were just nasty, and Cassie was high out of her mind during these freak-off sessions, and sometimes the sessions would last for days. Whew. It was a lot. It definitely was a lot, but some people question whether or not Cassie's testimony is related to the charges that Diddy is currently on trial for. Diddy is facing racketeering, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges right now. And I will say there was a point in Cassie's testimony where she said that Diddy used travel agents for his company to book and fly escorts to their freak-off locations. He also had his staff provide them with drugs, which is also illegal. So it could be argued that he was using his company to engage in criminal activity, which does support the racketeering and the prostitution charge. Now, just to recap the rest of Cassie's testimony, she talked a lot more about Diddy's violent behavior towards her. One time she went to Prince's party and Diddy saw her there and he was angry. And later on, he bust into her hotel room, beat her down and threw luggage at her. He would oftentimes hit her in front of staff and other people. Even after that hotel incident where he beat her down, he was calling her constantly and he was banging on her door and yelling for her to come outside. He was just harassing her. And not to mention, she recounted times when he attacked other people, like his assistant Mia. He dragged her out the bed. Cassie also said that Diddy hung one of her friends over the balcony, and he also attacked another one of her friends with a wooden hanger because he was mad that she was doing drugs with her, because Diddy didn't want Cassie doing drugs with anybody but him. But Cassie did admit to sometimes initiating physical fights. One time she drunkenly hit Diddy in the face in response to him insulting her, and Diddy beat the mess out of her. He dragged her in his car and stomped her face, and when she tried to run away, he had his security bring her back to the house. So she detailed multiple incidents like this, and also she said Diddy was very jealous. He hated the idea of her being with other men, even though he wasn't faithful to her. At one point, she was dating the rapper Kid Cudi, and she was talking to him via her burner phone. And she was being very secretive because she thought it would be dangerous if Diddy found out about it. And it certainly was, because when he found out, he lunged at her. In an email, Cassie said that Diddy threatened to hurt her and Kid Cudi, but not with his own hands. He said he'll be out of the country when it happened. And it so happened that later on, Kid Cudi's car was blown up. So this right here also proves the prosecutor's case of arson. That was under the whole racketeering charge. Arson is what Diddy used as intimidation tactics. Diddy was not only jealous of Cassie's relationship with Kid Cudi, but he was also jealous when he heard Cassie was dating Michael B. Jordan back in 2015, and it was said that Diddy threatened Michael B. Jordan, but Cassie said on the stand that she wasn't sure how Diddy reacted to the news that she was seeing him. Also, Diddy would take her phone and her possessions if he suspected that she was with another man. He actually took her phone, her car, and her passport when he suspected that she was dancing with Chris Brown. He also took her phone and called up the NFL player that she was dating, and who knows, he probably threatened him. There was another time when he threatened to put out her freak off tapes when she was dating another man. He actually threatened that he would put out 2 embarrassing videos, and he oftentimes blackmailed her with these tapes. So their relationship was very, very toxic and also very damaging, you know, for Cassie and her mental and her self-esteem and also her physical. I mean, not only was Diddy putting bruises all over her body, but she suffered a lot from the after effects of the freak offs. She said that she had to get IV fluids and get massages and oftentimes take opiates. And she had GI issues from the drugs she was taking. She had frequent urinary tract infections. Her infections were so bad that the meds stopped working at one point. She also had mouth sores from getting blowjobs and taking drugs. She also had a bad drug problem because she took a lot of drugs while she was doing those freak offs. She took ketamine, she took MDMA, ecstasy, you name it. She took cocaine, and she had a bad opiate addiction. And she literally lost a sense of smell and taste, and her arm would be numb sometimes. Diddy actually suggested that she go to the doctors to help her with her addiction, but he was an addict too. He was addicted to opiates. Cassie said that he overdosed on painkillers in 2012 when he was partying at the Playboy Mansion, and he was also very violent, especially during his withdrawals. So he had a bad addiction too. They both did. But Cassie was really broken at the end of the relationship. She oftentimes wanted to take her life. She had to go to rehab and go through trauma therapy to treat her PTSD. And she had to go through various neurological treatments to help with her memory loss and her sensory issues. The drugs and the freak offs took a toll on her. It really did take a toll on her. And it's really a miracle that she's still alive. It's a miracle that Diddy is still alive, considering all they were doing. And Cassie did end up getting awarded $20 million from that lawsuit she had against Diddy. And she also got another $10 million from the Intercontinental Hotel after they leaked that footage of her getting beat down. So she did get some compensation for the horror that she went through. However, she said that she would give that $20 million settlement back if she didn't have to go through the freak offs. And she cried about it while she was on the stand. She said, "If I never had to have freak offs, I would have had agency and autonomy, and I wouldn't have had to work so hard to get it back." Cassie also had to fight her way out of her contract because Diddy stunted her career completely. She signed a deal for 10 albums, but she only did 1 album, and she basically worked as a sex worker throughout her 11-year relationship with Diddy. Cassie's story was really, really heartbreaking. It was, but things got interesting when she was cross-examined by Diddy's defense team, because it did show that Cassie wasn't really forced to be with Diddy. They said that she was a willing participant in the freak offs, and they showed all the messages where she agreed to do the freak offs. Some of the messages were very graphic as well, but Cassie said that she did this to please Diddy. But this didn't necessarily mean she wanted to do the freak offs, because most of the times she had to be high to even do them. And Diddy even complained about her doing drugs during the freak offs. He said a successful freak off is when we remember and we don't be fiending to do it the right way. But the defense showed all the emails of Cassie sharing her feelings with Diddy. She actually left her producer boyfriend Ryan Leslie for Diddy. Cassie called him Pop Pop, which was a nickname that she used for her grandfather. That is very sick, but she was begging for his love and attention in one of the messages. And also Cassie was jealous of Diddy's late ex, Kim Porter. Diddy and Kim shared 3 kids together, and Diddy oftentimes spent holidays with Kim and the kids, and Cassie was upset about that. Even though Diddy and Kim weren't together at the time, Diddy kind of treated her like the wife, while Cassie was like the dirty side chick. Also, Cassie sent a message to Diddy in 2013 saying she was upset that she couldn't spend time with his kids. She was hurt that he was with Kim. She said, "I've been at the edge of tears this whole week. I don't think you sympathize with my feelings. I understand you feeling like you need to protect your children, but after a while, it's like, for what? They've never known you and Kim to be together. Unless there's something I don't know about, So this really showed that Cassie was really in her feelings about Diddy. She was also upset that he was messing with another woman named Gina V, and she said Gina was a big problem in their relationship. And I do remember Gina did an interview with Tasha K, and she said that Cassie reached out to her over Diddy.
Did Cassie know about you? Is the question.
She did. She just said to just leave him alone.
Okay.
But she reached out to me like a few times after that, and she was never like nasty to me. She didn't call me names or nothing. She was always nice. I don't know if it was fake or not, but she was always nice.
Cassie would oftentimes argue with Diddy about other women, and she even suspected that he was dealing with men too. So the defense really kind of showed that Cassie wasn't forced to stay with Diddy for 11 years. She stayed because she was in love with him. And I do think Cassie had a severe case of Stockholm Syndrome, but it wasn't like she could easily just leave Diddy without Diddy trying to lure her back in or send his people to get her, so it took her a while to break free from him. But I will say the Stockholm Syndrome was very strong. The defense brought up the grape incident that happened to her back in August 2018. Cassie said that Diddy and her were having a closure conversation and he AR'd her in her apartment. But the following month after this incident, Cassie and Diddy were still talking. In fact, they both met up and had sex. And at the time, Cassie was dating her now husband, Alex Fine. In fact, he FaceTimed her while she was with Diddy. And Diddy's defense said that Cassie told her husband that when he FaceTimed her, Diddy AR'd her. However, Cassie revealed that he didn't AR her that night. It was consensual. So I can imagine that maybe this was kind of a bombshell for Alex if he didn't know. And also after that, in October 2018, Diddy told Cassie that he was going to fall back, and she replied and said, "I'm lost without you." But Cassie moved on. She got married and had a child, and Diddy was still reaching out to her and sending her messages, congratulating her. And he said that he missed her and he wanted to meet up with her in March 2020. And he said, "I send this message with all respect for your marriage." So this was Diddy's tactic to kind of lure her back in again. But Cassie did not fall for the manipulation. She never met up with him ever again after that, which is good. And her husband, Alex, is still sticking beside her. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, he's going to break up with her after this trial. I don't believe so, because for one, Alex has a history himself. So he doesn't really have room to judge Cassie's past. And also, I think he truly loves her. And not to mention, she got 30 million. I don't think he's going anywhere. And I'm glad that they were able to move past what they went through and build a life together. I'm happy for them. I really am. And I do applaud Cassie's bravery, even though everything that came out in court did not make her look good. It still doesn't take away from the fact that she was a victim of severe physical, verbal, emotional, and psychological abuse. It doesn't take away from the fact that she had every right to feel scared because of Diddy's volatile behavior. So yeah, she might have consented to a lot of things, but she still was very vulnerable when it came to the type of control that Diddy had over her. And she even had to do some dirty work on Diddy's behalf too, because there's this one incident where this guy seen an explicit freak off tape of Cassie and Diddy, and Cassie was upset about it, and Diddy told Cassie to take care of it. And she confronted the man and said, "I'm going to kill you, and then he's going to kill you again." And they played this audio in court. Also, there was another time when Cassie was really nervous that one of their freak off partners named Jonathan Oddi was secretly recording them. And she told Diddy about it, and Diddy said that he would handle it. Diddy did make Jonathan sign an NDA, and he gave him $5 million. Jonathan, for those who don't know, was the guy who everybody thought was this crazy conspiracy theorist. He was arrested for shooting up Trump's resort, and he was taken into custody and questioned, and he was making all these wild conspiracy theories, and he even admitted to being Diddy and Cassie's sex slave. And when this video came out, nobody believed him, but Cassie confirmed that he was a freak off participant, And Diddy did try to handle him. In fact, Jonathan said Diddy sent Rick Ross to threaten him.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The
Boule.
The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati. And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land over contracts. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. Mark Erebos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. Yes, I have a good friend, a breakfast buddy. His name is Luis David Gonzalez, and he's a witness that Ross came and threatened me at my house post-settlement. After we settled, Diddy sent Ross, and I asked him to go see if that was Ross and confirm his identity. Basically, what happened is Diddy sent Ross, which they're good buddies, okay? Mm-hmm. They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They're all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter.
Hamas.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I said the wrong.
No worry.
Hamas supporter, okay?
Right.
The feds. They have a big file of me like this, the feds. Because P. Diddy and Mark Garibus have been trying to set me up and lock me up as an extortionist, asking for money. It was not so.
The stuff that Jonathan was revealing was wild. Like, he was talking about all the rituals and stuff they do in the Illuminati. And he even predicted back then that there would be an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. It was kind of wild. And I will say Cassie was very strategic when she brought his name up in the trial, because a lot of people are going to refer back to that interview and really see what he's talking about. And I do wonder if the prosecutors have him as a witness. It would be interesting, because I know that he would reveal a lot, especially when it comes to the drug trafficking that Diddy allegedly might be involved in.
They move all the dope, okay, all the dope on private jets, okay? They move what's called high-grade powder MDMA. They move cocaine, and they move liquid cocaine in their bottles too. I've seen the liquid cocaine, I've drank it myself, having sex with Diddy and Cassie, okay? It's not good. He drinks it all the time, all right? He calls it G-Juice, but it's liquid cocaine.
All right.
Jonathan was revealing a lot. He really was. And you know something? Even though he would be a good witness, I don't know if he's ever going to make it to the stand, because he's going to uncover too much. And that's the unfortunate thing about this all, is they don't really want to expose the whole operation and all the powerful players involved. It's so much deeper than Diddy, so much deeper than him. But anywho, Dawn Richard also hit the stand. If you don't know, Dawn was Diddy's artist. She worked with him from 2004 to 2011. She said one time Cassie was cooking eggs in the kitchen and Diddy was demanding, "Where my eggs at?" And he took a skillet and almost hit her with it. And then he kicked her and dragged her upstairs by the neck. And then the next day, Diddy told Dawn and his other artist, Kalina, not to tell what happened, because he said people go missing if they talk. So that was kind of like a threat. I'm telling you, this case is a lot. It's a lot. And it doesn't stop. There's this bodyguard who works in the entertainment industry. He's worked with a lot of different celebrities, including Diddy. And he kind of spoke on Diddy poisoning people. He said that he was poisoned. There are rumors that he poisoned his ex, Kim Porter. And Al B. Sure even felt like Diddy had something to do with his health crisis. And even Jamie Foxx joked about Diddy causing his health scare. And it's interesting that this happened when these individuals were about to expose Diddy.
There have been rumors circulating online that Diddy may have poisoned Jamie Foxx, which caused his 2023 hospitalization.
Jamie Foxx said out of his mouth that his partner handed him an Advil, and after he took that Advil, he woke up 22 days later. That's what he said out of his mouth.
I mean, why would Diddy want to poison Jamie Foxx?
When you come under federal investigation, they send you a target letter. You know, you get informed that you're being investigated. So if you wanted to tie up loose ends and you were concerned that people that you knew could incriminate you, you may have interest in eliminating them. We've seen this all throughout history. I know this situation is dangerous. I've had several attempts on my life throughout my career. I've been poisoned 3 times. My toxicology report showed cyanide. And you know, cyanide metabolizes into pneumonia in your body. So I've had pneumonia on 3 occasions.
Well, there was, of course, the case of one of his other ex-girlfriends, Kim Porter, who died of pneumonia at a very young age. You've just referenced your own situation with pneumonia that you believe was deliberate poisoning. Do you believe that may be what happened to her?
Why are so many people coming down with pneumonia? Why is that happening to everybody? Where have you ever seen this many cases of pneumonia associated with one situation? So, you know.
I'm telling you, there are too many stories out here about Diddy. I would be really upset if he got off on this case. The prosecutors better do their big one. They better lock him up, and I mean it. They better not fumble this case. But anyway, tell me what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.